I tried to teach you how to handle comics in the 6th grade, but oh no, you wanted to play Little League instead.
Let's put a smile on that face.
I do not mean to pry, but you don't by any chance happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand?
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerve herder!
Hello, welcome to episode 6 of Robbo's Comics Reviews with me, your gracious host, as always, Robbo. So for the last week or so I haven't picked up many comics because we've had the Easter long weekend, so I'm a week behind in the comics, but I'll get some more new ones tomorrow, do another review then, but for now we'll check out last week's. It's all DC books this week. We'll get straight into it with Batman issue 709 from DC Comics. It's the conclusion to the Judgment of Gotham series that David Hine's been writing so far. It's been a pretty good story arc so far. Concludes obviously in this issue. The second best Batman book behind Batman and Robin, but not by far. This issue is a really good ending to a pretty good arc. So basically, we've still got Dick Grayson as Batman, and he's being tested by Azrael and his follower, the Crusader, who have decided that if either Dick Grayson, Catwoman or Red Robin can pass on their tests, they won't destroy Gotham. So in this issue, the final one, it's Dick Grayson Batman's turn to pass or fail the test. There's actually a lot going on in this book. You've got Dick Grayson trying to find out how it's possible for him to pass the test, as well as Azrael's motives and meanings going on behind the scenes. Azrael's family shows up in this issue, his wife and kids, who are there basically to stop him, but his offsider Crusader sort of nudges him on, keeps trying to keep him going on the mission at hand. Important thing about this issue is Batman finds out who's actually behind Azrael's scheme, as Azrael goes around saying it's God's work, it's God's work. This issue we find out it's not. On a side note, if you happen to pick up Gotham City Sirens issue 22, you'll learn that in that issue, but I'd read this one first. Really good book. The artwork's exceptionally good. I wasn't too keen on the first few issues with the artwork. This one by Gillian March is really good. It suits the Batman tone. There's a lot of dark, heavy pencil lines in this issue, which suits the nitty-gritty Gotham sort of city landscape. If you've been reading this arc, you'll definitely pick up this issue as well. If not, pick it up anyway. You don't really need to read the last couple to get a good Batman story out of it. If not, issue second issue I'll be reviewing today is issue 23 of Power Girl, also from DC Comics. I freaking love Power Girl. I have since issue 1. Originally my favourite writers were on it with Graham Palmiotti, whatever the hell you pronounce his name. They were really good, but since then, Judd Winnick of Generation Lost fame has taken over the writing. When they first started, it was sort of a bit, not the better Power Girl stories. But this one is another wrap-up issue for this arc, Up and Away Part 2. As we learned in the first issue, Superman makes appearances and him and Power Girl are battling dinosaurs, because that's what they do. And at the end of the last issue they find out they're not just dinosaurs, they're magical dinosaurs. So obviously there's some magic behind it. And we learned in the last issue also that it was actually Zatanna who was behind it, but she was doing it under duress. So Power Girl and Superman fighting away dinosaurs, decide to realise that it's magic. They go off to find out what's going on. They come across the big bad evil guy whose name is Siphon, who I haven't seen before. I think he's a new character, who's basically his power is that he can mimic magicians such as Zatanna's powers, but he's got to be in close contact with them. He has to hang around them for a long time in order to gain their power permanently, so he's just trying to stick to Zatanna so he can score her powers. Power Girl is by far probably one of the, if not the best, usually standalone issues, especially in the DC universe, where the writers can do a story contained within the one issue. You don't have to follow 3 or 4 other books to get the whole story. Usually pretty funny too. Power Girl is a bit of a light-hearted character, even though she is Superman with great big boobs. It's a funny book still, and this one's pretty funny. There's a few little jokes in there about Zatanna and her magic phone line that she can ring because she's magic. It's pretty good though. If you're not reading Power Girl, pick it up, give it a go. Like I said, usually they're just single issues, or like in this case, just a two-parter. You can pick them up, read them, have a bit of a laugh, throw it away at the end. It's not big in continuity or anything like that. So, and lastly, I have my pick of the week. Like I said, I didn't pick up too many comics this week, or last week, but I did manage to pick up two of the books that I've already talked about before, which is the Green Lantern series, with their big War of the Green Lantern crossover. My pick of the week this week, though, is the main Green Lantern title, issue 65, which is part 4 of the War of the Green Lanterns. Part 5 also came out the same week with the Green Lantern Corp. I chose this one though because if you haven't heard already, I won't give away the spoilers, but the Green Lanterns have worked out, the main 4 Green Lanterns have worked out their plan to go and attack Oa, or to try and stop the Parallax entities taking over all the Green Lanterns. I won't tell you what their plan is or how they do it, but if you pick up both issues, you'll sort of see what the plan is in issue 59 of the core, because it's the front cover, which kind of ruins the surprise if you pick both books up at once. Really good book. Guy Gardner in this is still pretty funny, as he usually is in all Green Lantern books. Him and Hal Jordan have a pretty good little trip together, and a few little one-liners thrown back and forward, which makes for a pretty good laugh. And also, John Stewart he looks really good in this issue when he picks up his new power. Like, it's kind of a spoiler, maybe not. I don't know. But he picks up his new power. He looks pretty kick-ass. So this issue, they've decided on their plan, fly off to take off to battle all the other Green Lanterns, which will continue into part 5 of Green Lantern Corp. So you pick that issue of Green Lantern up, pick up the core issue as well. But that's my pick. I preferred, only slightly, they're both equally as good. I preferred just the normal Green Lantern for this week. So that's it for this week, episode 6 of Robbo's Comics Reviews. Like I said, I'll go pick up some more this weekend. Sometime, hopefully another review goes up over the weekend, starting next week. So until then, if you're keen, subscribe up there. If you're even keener, leave some comments down there. And until next